I purchased this property almost 10 years ago. I wanted a place where my kids could come up and spend weekends and bring grandkids up and play. I love living up here on the edge of Schocken Hill, number one, because of the history, but number two, also because of the beauty. And I'd say also number three, because of the wildlife that's around here. About a month after I moved in next door, I started wandering around the acreage here, looking at what was here, and realized that Schocken Hill quarried rocks up there that were used in the streets of San Francisco. They used to take them by cart down to Shellville, load them on boats, take them to San Francisco. And I love history, so I explored around here, I learned what had happened. Part of the thinking behind developing the lots on this property goes back to when I bought and developed the so-called haunted house, which is down on 4th Street at Brazil, and restoring it back to its grandeur as it existed back at the turn of the last century. I was approached about having the Historical Preservation Society potentially give it an award for restoration. And indeed, we did win an award from the Sonoma group. 100 years later, it's something that's withstood the test of time. And as I'm putting in these new homes, I want to make certain that whatever we're putting in there are going to survive the test of time like the haunted house did. As I was thinking about putting a couple homes on here, I wanted to make certain that I didn't impact what you see here. I wanted to make certain that homes blended in with the environment, that we still make certain that we have the animals up here, make certain we have the trees that are abundant up here, hundreds and hundreds of oak trees that have been around for a long, long time and continue to sprout up everywhere. So I just wanted to make certain that the homes that we put in blend in with the environment. And so I thought very carefully of how to develop the properties, what kind of houses to put on it, who to engage to build them, in order to make certain that the end result was something that I could be proud of. These two homes that are going up here on the hill are the last available lots on Schocken Hill. The impact that these homes are going to have is going to be the last impact anybody has on this hill. And that's another reason I want to make certain that they blend in with the environment, because Schocken Hill, it's a treasure for the community, and it's something I want to make certain that we're proud of. We've taken great care in the design of these homes to ensure that, as I mentioned, that the views of the homes are minimal from the valley floor. Make certain that the road to them does not really impact the environment very much. To make sure that we've accounted for water runoff. The civil engineer has gone out of the way in terms of putting in retention ponds and other mitigating measures. We've met with the city to discuss these solutions, and we think that we've got a great plan. Over the last few months as we've been designing this project, we've listened to neighbors with their thoughts about these projects. We've incorporated their thoughts into our design. Unfortunately, you can't always satisfy everybody. What we can do is ensure that we adhere to all the requirements for hillside building in the city of Sonoma, make certain that we think about the community as a whole in terms of view on these projects, make certain that we comply with all legal requirements. We've done that, and we think that we've got a project which our neighbors can be proud of. I felt that by now we would have been done and would have had some new good neighbors up on the hill. But it's taken a lot longer than I ever anticipated. Why has that happened? And there are a number of factors. One is just the rules and regulations that are in Sonoma. We've had to make certain that we spend a lot of time with the civil engineer. We had to do a number of studies that were requested by the Planning Commission, some of which were probably a little more than is required for single-family homes, but they wanted it done, so we did it. But we also recognized that there were a couple other studies that were not required by them that we ought to do just in case. So we engaged an archaeologist to look at the hill and make certain we didn't find any Indian ruins. We had a plant specialist come in to make certain that we weren't impacting any endangered plants. So we really went out of our way. We've been extremely thorough in everything we've done. We've covered all the bases. We've responded to any concerns from anybody. And I think the end result is going to be products which the neighbors in the area, as well as the community, but especially the neighbors, can be proud of. These homes are beautiful. They blend right in. If I had to pick a song that represents Sonoma to me, I'd say Somewhere Over the Rainbow, because it's such a magical place. It's like coming home all the time. It's just a beautiful, beautiful place.